Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of We're All Dead podcast. We're here, baby.
We made it. Yes.
Double dig.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. Now we're never going to leave the double digits.
Dude, that's not true.
Until you get to 100, you don't leave the double digits.
We're coming for you, triple digits.
Are we?
I'm probably going to quit after this episode.
Yeah.
10 feels like a good number. Dude,
well, I'm glad we have the same plan.
Yeah.
We didn't discuss this beforehand.
So it's a very special episode 10.
Episode 10.
We decided to have someone not named Matt or Chris on.
That's right. We found a guy at a gas station near Neptune. His name is Hytron Smoke 1000. That's right. We got the OG Hytron, baby. How you doing, Hytron Smoke 1000?
Sorry to be here. Sorry about that.
This is old friend Henry Riggs, who's in our chat room, which the audience can't see, but his name in our chat room is Hytron Smoke 1000.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which I was just informed that once upon a time we had an email address that was designated to Hytron Smoke 1000. That was the contact for our short-lived rap group that we were all a part of.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. Anybody who's looking at this or listening to it is thinking to themselves, what? You guys used to rap?
And then some of them are watching this and being like, holy shit, a Maximum Brain Squad reunion.
Yes. 3/4 of the band Maximum Brain Squad are here.
We're
only missing CG.
That's true.
Yeah, we got to get him on.
So yes, we should probably tell people. So we decided as a half a goof, we sort of slowly started a rap group called Maximum Brain Squad when we were all living in Charleston together.
Yeah, and it evolved through various methods, but there was also a sketch comedy group with a different bunch.
A wing.
It was like half of the rap group Maximum Brain Squad was also part of the Maximum Brain Squad sketch comedy group, but then there were other people involved. It was
a branding nightmare.
It was. We did not know our marketing.
Also, people are like, "What is Maximum Brain Squad?" It seems to be everything. It's a rap group, comedy, sketch show with but there's different people in both. It's nuts.
It's just kind of one of those things where you're like, "Okay, let's start. Where do we start?" Empire. Full comedy empire is where we'll begin.
Network. I remember you, so Henry and our buddy CG, who's now a musician in Nashville.
Shout out CG.
Shout out Siege. So CG and Henry were just like in Henry's apartment, or they lived together.
Yeah,
and
both of
us getting stoned and singing and making insane songs together. And I remember one of the tracks you guys had was called Maximum Brain Squad.
That's right.
And I was like, that's the best name for a group. It's such a good name.
Everything started as like an improv session where you would just improvise music.
Yeah.
But
we riffed our way into a rap career.
This is like the dawn of GarageBand, or like, you know, when GarageBand was on MacBooks and it was all portable.
Henry had a Mac and we were like, ooh,
cool. Fancy. College boy with a Mac.
I think it was the first Mac that actually had GarageBand provided with it. I don't know.
Was
I
awesome.
could be wrong.
I mean, it was just like the easiest. Like before that, it was essentially 4-track recording.
Right.
And this was essentially like a computer that you just hit record. So I would just open up files, and you had to start by naming the song. which felt weird. So
Yeah.
it was just all surrealist, like absurd word combinations. Every single track was an insane.
Yeah.
This is like even going
You're
back
like, do you want to start a new song? Yes. Okay,
Yes.
what do you want to name your new song? It like assumes you already have an idea
like optimal
or something.
spoon.
Like you're like, oh, I'm opening GarageBand now because I have planned this.
Right.
Optimal Spoon was one.
Yeah. Tapioca shop for the blind.
Oh, I'm losing you guys.
Chris is freezing. Who cares? No, dude. Some of the group
Car Smells Like Crayons.
We had like. Car smells like crayons.
That's it.
The 30-year-old worm. The 39-year-old 39-year-old worm.
39-year-old worm.
Okay.
I have a game.
Oh, game. We got a game. Let's do a game.
I have a Maximum Brain Squad game if we have time.
Episode 10. No, this marks the beginning of our game segment that is now a permanent fixture on the show.
All right, I'm gonna read a. I was trying to just before we came on. I was trying to find old songs, and I discovered that I've lost most of them. I don't have.
No.
They're gone with an old computer or an old iPod. But I found some, and I'm gonna read a lyric. And you guys have to tell me the name of the song.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Tell you the name of the song and bonus points if we can name who spit it.
Yeah.
All right.
This game is called Who Spit It? All right.
Brought to you by Maximum Brain Squad.
Brought to you by the Hawk Tui girl.
Yeah. We got crypto for sale, people.
Yeah. This game is going to be crypto in 2 weeks.
All right. What's our first lyric?
Service me. I prefer gurgling. Grab my broomstick, please, so I can shoot thick streams of cream.
All right. Well, that sounds like Chris Drake immediately.
That's me. Guaranteed. Yeah. You. All right. You get the Who Spit It.
You got the Who Spit It.
But now, what's
ding,
the
ding.
song title? The song title. I know. Grab my broomstick, please, so I can shoot thick streams of cream. To the extreme, gonna rake your treats. I'm not chubby checker. I'm obese chess piece. Merry Christmas, bitches. I'm the sheriff of wishes. There's more.
Obese chess piece. I'll give you a hint. Drake, you might know this. We are not on the
Coffee Fathers yacht. Yes, it is. The song is called Coffee Father.
The name is Coffee Father.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I've got another.
Remarkable.
We each have 1 point.
Coffee Father.
Coffee Father. You've got ketchup. Sauce your food with food. Do you like food with other flavors of food? Dude, we're machines. We're dependent on them too. A system resistant to the consistency of goo.
Oh, that's another me. Well,
That's another.
That's you.
that's a Who Spit It. Me again.
Spit it.
Is that from? I'm gonna guess. Is it from the song "Munch Time Balloon"?
Oh, it's not. That's a great guess.
Damn. It popped in my head. "Munch Time Balloon."
Let me see. Was this from the EP entitled? Damn,
What's
I can't remember.
Welcome to the sauce.
Welcome to the Sauce EP.
Welcome to the Sauce was the initial.
There's so much nonsense.
Their debut
nonsense.
So stupid.
You said it earlier. It's from the song "Car Smells Like Crayons."
This car smells like crayons.
which was in honor of your old car. Your
I drew
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen Jetta. 5-speed turbo diesel, and inside, as soon as you get inside the car,
flex.
it did smell like crayons.
Wait,
every time people got in the car, They said your car.
Like, do you have a fresh box of Crayola open in here, or what's going on? And I do not have an explanation, but I am suffering the effects of long-term chemical exposure.
Dude, is this the was this the Jetta? Did this happen? Were you talking to me on the phone driving down like a highway, and all of a sudden you screamed, and I was like, "Oh fuck, Chris is dead," and a branch like fell out of a tree, and you ran over it? Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember when. Yeah, so it wasn't a branch; it was an entire tree, and it was like almost 2 feet in diameter. It was a huge, like 90-foot tall pine tree, and it blew over in a storm. And I was driving at like 50 miles an hour, but the wind and rain were so bad it was an unsafe speed to be driving. And it just goes, boom, hit the ground and bounced, and then went like that again. And by the time it got down to the ground again, I hit it. And I was launched. It popped all 4 of my tires. My airbags deployed. And I then landed on rims of my car and had to slow down from 50 miles an hour without dying.
Oh my god!
Wild.
So, with airbags in my face?
Was that the end of that car?
Yeah.
Totaled. Oh, that thing was fucking destroyed. I was on the phone with
Chris. We fixed it.
Yep. The repair bill was
just
not
pick
that
up
bad.
That tree right off, and
yeah.
Good,
dude. I was on the phone with Chris when this happened, and he was just like talking to me about whatever, and then also he was like, "Oh shit!" and the phone just like, I think the phone like he turned it off or something. Like I don't know what happened. I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like Chris got. I just imagine Chris just face first into an 18-wheeler and just disintegrated.
Well, it took me a couple 100 yards to slow down, obviously, being on, and I was like, I finally pulled off. The only way I could do it was into the median, which was just like a big wide median on Highway 17 in Georgetown, South Carolina.
Big wide median.
It's a big wide median for you and me.
And I saw a tractor trailer hit the same tree.
Whoa.
But it could just keep driving because it's fucking huge. It was like, and then so it got its front wheels over it, and then it had stopped, and it was like, oh shit. And the guy's like, well, I guess I just got to keep driving over this thing, and so he revved it, and then drove over the rest of the tree.
Ain't my truck.
That's awesome.
I'm leasing this from the boss man.
Oh my god, there was a period of time, Drake, where you did love to send us videos of you driving, doing insane things, or you just like send us a video of you like filming your speedometer, like topping out at 110.
Yeah,
dude.
He's like, hey guys, I'm on a trip.
We'll get to Rip City in a minute, but Chris sent in a whole sketch that he filmed behind the wheel.
Oh, amazing! Is that true?
You're
incredible.
Did you send it into DigiRip?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My DigiRip bit.
Chris played an
Chewy
agent.
Gumstein.
Chewy Gumstein.
Chewy Gumstein, the Hollywood agent who was filming himself driving.
Yeah. I was just like, all right, guys.
What was your line? God, Marty and I used to say it all the time.
If you can hear me smacking or something,
you heard me smacking.
Yeah,
you knew it. You knew it was.
Yeah, you knew it was me. You could hear me smacking because I'm constantly chewing gum in the most obnoxious way possible.
But then your car like goes off a cliff.
And then an audience cheers when it hits the ground. So wait, let's back up a second.
All right.
Yeah.
Back up.
Rip City is just celebrated its 10th anniversary. Henry, what's Rip City?
10 years.
What do you tell the newspaper when they ask you?
The 10th podcast, the 10th year of Rip City.
Yeah,
holy
man.
Shit.
We planned it this way, guys.
We Illuminati'd
We
out.
Illuminati'd this.
Oh, our plans are all coming together, boys.
Yes. Rip City is just like a bonkers like sketch comedy variety show based on our time in Chicago, and we would do stuff at like The Spot, if you remember The Spot, or
Yeah.
like
Spot. Boy,
it's
do we
more so
ever.
patterned off of Holy Fuck Comedy Hour, which was midnight at the Annoyance on Friday nights every week.
Still is, I
It's
think.
still running, and you know who's involved in it now is Deshaun Mason, our buddy
Oh,
from
wow.
Charleston, which is funny because Rip City is based off that show, and then he
And that's where he got to start
Came
on
up
Rip
through Rip
City,
City
and
and went-
doing improv.
went
Yeah.
up to
Yeah, I watched
Holy fuck.
at Rip City. I watched Deshaun go 15 minutes over his time.
Oh, that's common. That's common.
That's a very common Rip City
He's
activity, though.
Fast and loose at Rip City, baby.
It's fast and loose, and sometimes very long and slow.
We're all
We've all done it.
We've all done it.
so yeah, we've all performed at Rip City. We just had a 10-year show,
10-year big old party bash.
and it was a lot of fun. I showed a video during it.
Drake, I think you've only appeared in video form. I don't think you've been.
I've
in
never
this
been
mix.
to a live. It's kind
Even
of
though-
weird that
even
it's
though
been
your
10
flavor-
years, and
yeah, totally. It's like because we've all done comedy forever together. And
Yeah.
multiple groups and improv and sketch and rap groups, random things along the way. So I feel like it's just like the flavor of that whole time and all the things we've wanted to do over the years. It's like just a platform to here's a dumb idea. Let's present
go.
that to a paying audience.
Do you from
Don't
10 years?
undersell yourself.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a real Charlie Rose over here, but in 10 years, do you have a sketch that stands out to you?
Sorry,
that
Charlie Rose, you're canceled.
That you think
Yeah,
about?
sorry, I forgot. Did we forget Charlie Rose? You
Charlie
canceled
Rose,
yourself
you're
by
gone.
wasn't he sexually? Is he the one with the?
He did something. I
He
don't
sexually
know what.
assaulted
Button?
himself.
Yeah, he's
In front of
This
that
was
black
like-
backdrop.
Very brave
was-
and problematic.
He actually molested that round table he was sitting at.
Table filed suit.
he was interviewing a politician and just serviced me.
Service day.
I prefer dirtily.
God, a sketch that stands out. It's like there's so many there's like eras to it because we had like early era, which was very scrappy, and
Yeah,
like
right. Which
people.
are some of my favorite.
Totally. I remember Dan Hamv, like Dan and Jessica did like a cooking show or something, and they brought a microwave on stage, and it was all like microwavable meals. But so it was like
Nice.
Easy Mac and fucking like lean cuisines, but they were like presenting it as like
Gourmet.
a competition. So they were all like trying to use the microwave and like getting
I'll try fighting over the microwave.
that was pretty funny, but it was also probably like they wheeled out a microwave and it was probably shorting out the circuits at the theater. Like, that's like early days of just
The
like
lights are dimming as the Easy Mac gets
total
cooked.
chaos.
No one
Oh,
knows
God.
anything technically.
Yeah.
You just show up and try. Do
There-
you want to? Oh, go ahead.
I was another memory. Well, I'm just thinking about them randomly. I don't know if I have like they all stand out for different reasons. But one year Joel was doing. Oh, it was our anniversary show, the first anniversary, and we got Joel Hamilton to do the music, and he just started building these crazy loops because we were both in like a really like looping phase, and he had this song that was just "Rest in Peace" at the Rippies. And he just kept telling people to rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Like, thanks for
Joel's
coming
the
to the
best,
celebration. Rest in peace.
Joel, what are Joel's active music projects? Mechanical River.
Mechanical River.
Still
Yeah.
going. He just teased that he was about to drop a lot of music. He's like sitting on a lot of new
Sick.
music. So
Dude, he's
little
the
tease.
funniest dude ever. He's so silly,
It's so ridiculous.
and I'm like, but he's never done comedy directly. I don't think he's just always been like doing music.
Well, he's never
Yeah,
like
he's-
pursued it. We've like put him into comedy bits, and obviously
Yeah.
he's like
He's hilarious.
he's
Yeah.
great.
He crushes it. He was the MC at your wedding.
That's true.
And gave a fantastic speech.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
He was like more nervous than we were. Well, that's not true. I was nervous as fuck. He was really nervous. And he was like, he took it super seriously. We asked him because he was like a mutual friend of both of ours, kind of like independently, and just somebody we got really close with when we moved back down here. And he really was like taking his time about the words. And for me, I was like, oh, he'll be silly. He'll keep the mood light, which he did. Yeah. But I was just sort of like, oh, it's Joel. Joel will be perfect. And then he really like took the assignment and got like very deep and very like heartfelt. And it was awesome.
It was amazing. I was moved. Yeah. I mean, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out Joel.
He crushed it. Joel, you're the best.
Oh, Joel.
Joel.
One of my favorite Rip City sketches that always pops in my head is from one of the earliest shows for sure.
I know what you're going to say.
It was the Jason Gross one. Yeah. Jason Gross came out and did a TED Talk where he had the little earpiece microphone in and like a turtleneck on. And he gave a TED Talk about, he's like, we all know that the world is made up of 3 shapes. And it was a circle, a square, and a triangle. And he's like explaining how everything fits into those 3 shapes. Okay, but so that's layer 1 of the bit. And then level 2 of the bit is somehow his explanation of every shape led to him revealing that he owed tons of money to the mafia for gambling debts. And he's like, he's talking about the pyramid. Himself. He's talking about the pyramid, and he's like, that's the shape of the casino where it all went wrong. It's like the Luxor or whatever.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it's so funny, dude.
Oh, God, Jason
that
Gross.
one, and then Paul Pavlich's interrogation sketch.
The script reading?
Yes.
Which he did a couple installations of that. This was brilliant.
The very first time he did it was so funny. He comes on stage and he's like, hey guys, my name's Paul, and as you know, I'm an actor. Blah, blah, blah. He's talking about being an actor.
And as you know,
I'm
an actor.
Well, he's a writer. He's written a new play.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's a writer. He's like, I've written something new.
I've written something new. He's like, I've written a lot of music and all this stuff, but like now I'm writing plays, and I want to do a reading of one of my plays. Can I get an audience volunteer? Get somebody out of the audience, hands him a script. He's reading a script too, and he just
the person is a suspect in a criminal case in the interrogation room, and Paul is the detective. And Paul would ask a question, and then the dude would have to do like a page-long monologue.
And it was the filthiest like descriptions of like awful acts.
Dude, he
would like admit to awful shit, and Paul would just be like, that's disgusting. What else did you do, you sick fuck? And then
I was like, that's when I cut my own dad's dick off and I shoved it in my mouth.
Yeah.
My.
So he made an audience member. Yeah, an audience member had to read all of this shit. And Paul would just be like, oh yeah? What else?
God, it was like poetry. Like the filth was like poetically written.
Yeah, he's such a good writer.
The audience member was laughing because they were reading it, but they knew what they were saying was like insane. But also,
I do remember one detail was he said picking your dad up, spinning him 180, and putting his dick in your mouth, and you put your dick in his mouth, and then you run down the street 69ing.
Oh my God. What an image.
Paul only thinks of filthy shit, but he's like the highest caliber you can achieve.
It's highbrow filth.
Yeah.
Highbrow filth. It reminds me of all that Brett Gelman eye brain and
Brett Gelman
or like his Eagle Heart thing that he did on CBB.
Oh, Brett.
Where it was just so gnarly.
Dude, that was Brett Gelman. He went on and was like, I wrote this short story about America. And they're like, okay. And he's like, the first line of it was like, brown shit water trickles down the walls. It was like immediately.
Brown shit water trickles down the walls of a dusty tenement building full of junkies and just like so descriptive.
God, I love art.
Anyways.
I love art.
I love art, dude. It rips. Rip City, baby.
It rips. Art's the best.
Dude. You ever heard of art? It's fantastic.
You know what's the best, though, is watching your friends fucking bomb on stage. That's also very funny. I laugh.
Supportive.
Dude,
Remember?
my favorite things at the theater are when someone I know says something on stage and the entire audience is dead silent and I start laughing. Because I'm like, I know exactly what just happened. It's so funny.
Oh, it is really funny.
There was one time where we did a sketch on stage for 15 to 20 minutes. Do you guys remember this? When we finally put the writer's room on set or on stage?
Oh, yes.
We had a running bit that was the writer's room.
Yes.
Drake, you had to have been there. There was like
you were there.
7 of us on stage. It was chaos.
Total chaos.
This is at the spot when Glazer was running the spot, or I forget. It doesn't matter, but it was like Blackout was hosting the night, Darwin was hosting it, and then Glazer was involved somehow, and
it was us. It was Caleb.
We were doing like a monthly. It was like Tuesdays at the Spot, which was just this like second floor bar in Chicago. And we had this bit
in
that we would
Uptown. It was like on Broadway.
It was kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but,
a comedy desert, if you will.
Like not close to a train. Not
really. It was not far from the Wilson stop, but
not too
far. But
this
it's
is
like
good Chicago talk.
This is good. Anybody who's walking around the area right now can use this conversation as navigation to the train.
Turn left.
We would do this bit, the writer's room
to
bit,
Sonic,
which is like you can't. Nobody ever lands on an idea.
Well, we would start with one person would say pretty solid full sentence of like, all right, this movie, I'm thinking it stars Brad Pitt. He's an astronaut, and the mission goes sideways. And we would start there.
I love it. And somebody would agree and love it, and then just change it.
Yeah,
so I love Brad Pitt being involved, but maybe it's not in space. You know, space could be a little pricey. So maybe maybe it's like in the jungle. Maybe he's like
the jungle,
know,
or maybe an apartment building.
Yeah. Oh, apartment building, and it doesn't even have to be Brad Pitt. It could be.
I mean,
I was thinking else. Kevin Hart might be a good guy to have in an apartment building.
But Scarlett Johansson is big too. But maybe no actors.
We could maybe change the name from Joe to Joanne, no problem.
Or it's a cartoon.
Right. And instead of an apartment, I'm thinking, and they're just like, so we would do this.
Do not establish a premise. Do not hit a joke.
Undercut everything. Comedy, dude.
Just keep pulling the rug out from under everything that preceded what you're saying.
But with agreement. Like,
everybody's agreeing, but strangely denying everything.
Strangely yes-knowing.
And wants to change everything.
Instead of yes-anding, we're yes-knowing.
We got 7 of us assholes on stage.
Just making up new premises every 30 seconds.
For like 15 minutes. It was for like 3 people in the audience. And we were laughing so hard. Like it was so funny to us. And it was like stupidest shit ever.
10 minutes into this bit, we'd be like, guys, we're getting a lot of good work done. You guys want to order some lunch? Do you guys think?
So hungry.
Pizza? Pizza sounds good.
I love pizza, but I just had it for breakfast, so maybe like Chinese.
Oh, okay. So we could do Chinese, or I mean,
we don't have to
do Chinese.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Chinese is really good, but there's a Popeyes right around the corner. We could get some fried chicken and get some biscuits.
But I'm also not hungry.
Yeah, we shouldn't eat anything, actually.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Let's work through.
I'm just going to keep pounding Red Bulls, and it'll work itself out.
10 minutes in, it'd be like, that could get a laugh. Dude.
Oh, my God.
We were
could get a laugh. But
we're getting nuts.
It could get a laugh, but it bombs harder every time.
It did not.
This is one of my favorite memories of us in Chicago. Is when we're all walking down the street. I think it was me, you, maybe Gray and CG. When we started talking to a random busker who was playing guitar down near Millennium Park. And this random dude just like holding a guitar, and we're just like, "What's up, man?" And like we start talking to him, and the guy's like, "What do you guys do? You guys like a band or something?" And we're like, "Yeah, man. Yes, we are in a band." And he's like, "What's your band's name?" And I think Henry maybe just goes Omnicron, like immediately, like Omicron or Omnicron. And so the guy was like, "Oh, Omnicron. I'll look that up." And we're like, "Cool." So we went back to my apartment and we started a MySpace fan page for Omnicron. We filled it out, and then we recorded our first single and put it on. And it was just in case some like homeless dude.
But we built up the whole story that that we couldn't let this guy down. That he was gonna look us up and find that one guy was gonna look this up, and we didn't want him to be disappointed. So we wanted to make sure that he found our band and that it was legit. And that maybe he was some producer disguising himself as a busker that would find our band and be like, "Those are the guys. I like their style."
Yeah. And by the way, I don't think he would have signed us because the song we released, the Omnicron debut song, was called Omnicron Go.
Omnicron Go.
And it's one of the worst techno songs ever made.
Oh my gosh.
Henry, are you pulling it up?
I'm trying to find it. No, there's no way I have it.
Dude,
I lost everything.
Omnicron Go.
Uh-oh. Omnicron Go. Bonk. Da-dong. It was, and we weren't even on it. It was robots. We didn't even.
It was just robot voices.
I would have been so confused if
Why
he had
are there
looked it up.
4 people in this band?
It's clearly
a song that robots make.
Yeah, no one is singing. It sounds like the robot. The beat was made by a computer.
It's default GarageBand samples.
So, are we gonna get back to Who Spit It?
Oh, I don't have any. I literally like jotted down 3 lines.
Back to the final lyric.
Oh, the final. I do have one more.
Oh,
spit
yes.
it?
You want to do it? I wish I had more. I went to go look for the songs. I couldn't find any of them. I was like, oh damn. All right. Well,
who spit it?
All right. Here's the last one. Who spit? Soupy saucy diction coming at you like a fiction. The friction is a fraction of the boogie fraggle action.
That sounds like
What I
Henry
spit, you're gonna
Riggs.
flip your lid.
That sounds like you, Henry.
That's incorrect. These lines have a theme.
They are all mine.
It's all Chris. Damn it.
It was me again, and I believe
It also said
was that in Glue Trace? No, College.
College.
Oh yeah, College was a song. That's
That was
right.
Great.
No, Glue Trace.
Ins and outs.
I love that it asked for
Screams
the
shouts
title and
about
you just
spilt
wrote
out when your
College.
house is burned
Yeah.
out. All the shit you bought accumulated and sought, all reacted with oxygen and became an afterthought as I flow. Don't blow your load on a pencil that writes on snow. Watch a show. Pacify your ambitions. Melting break conditions with your cultural affliction. Soupy saucy diction coming at you like a fiction. A fiction is a fraction of the boogie fraggle action.
Wait a minute. That might be
long
College, actually.
I think
No,
it could.
no.
No,
College was more
Is it not?
straightforward. It was more. It was more
I think that
like
one's-
it was topical, like talking about
Yeah.
like where we were going and what we were doing.
we
There was
started
a
off.
recurring joke.
That's
There
very
was a recurring
topical.
joke about like how we would every line that I started to write in the writing process, it would be like I'm gonna.
I'm
Like,
gonna.
I'm gonna go to your house and spit in your mouth.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, the first
I'm
songs
gonna
were, like,
pick up
all
a
the-
tree and put it inside my teeth.
all the things we
whatever.
were gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna-
would always talk about what we're gonna do instead of just being like,
I'm gonna
I
buy
do
an
have a
Escalade.
voice.
I'm gonna buy an Escalade.
When we recorded songs a couple of times, I do remember when all four of us were together, because usually it was just whichever one of us rolled through, he would just add a section.
yeah.
But when we were
you
all
gotta spit your
together-
verse, man. There's a spot for you
Yeah.
in this song.
Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, dude? Thanks for coming over. We're all very high. You want to rap on this track?
Yep. I'm in your rap group now.
Fat
but
beat.
when we were all together, I do remember us being like, okay, this song is about time. And then we would all write.
We tried to do where we had themes.
Yeah,
And
were
we would be like,
so-
everybody like do this theme. The theme is time.
But
Yeah.
then listen to the lyrics. It's so out
And
there. It
everybody's
doesn't-
off the rails in seconds.
yeah.
They like say time once.
Yeah, there's a passing mention of a clock. There's
Has nothing to do with it.
We forgot to say too, the whole setup, or I think we justified it later when we started actually performing live, because we actually performed in front of the Music Farm, sold out.
Insane.
So many people.
Oh, do you remember
That was
the
thanks to Joel Hamilton.
classic snafu at the Music Farm? When
What happened?
was that?
I think we were starting one song. I can't remember which one it was, but we all four had a verse, and I think Perry, you went first, but you were the third. You were just so like amped that
I
you started
jumped out.
going,
I
and then we
jumped
were all
out.
confused. And we were like,
Jumped a beat.
we were out of order, and we were like, wait,
Oh,
that was like my
I went out
cue
of
was
order.
like when so and so we kind of like
Oops.
Oh
we
my
were
gosh.
discombobulated.
To be fair, I had
because-
never rapped in front of 600 people. I was like, why are we here? This is fake. Like, this is a fake
Yeah, yeah.
group. It's
We-
just-
That, I mean, it was the most South Park-y shit ever. Like we were just, we
Yes.
thought it was funny, and it was
Yeah.
totally stupid. And
It was-
everybody
yeah.
was like, "This
we
is
thought it was
awesome."
funny because it was stupid.
well, I was going to
And
say,
then when people that were like think it's awesome, then we were like, "Is this
Yeah.
awesome?" I don't know. Like,
Huh.
I forgot
sure,
to
we'll
say,
do your-
we were, the premise behind us as rappers was that we were aliens.
Aliens,
Who
yeah.
came to Earth, and we were pretending to be humans by doing
Yes.
what humans do,
right?
which is that we were four business
Businessmen.
rappers.
We were
We were
businessmen.
businessmen rappers.
Yes, we had
We'll
we had
tell you to
successful
business.
businesses, and we also rapped nonsense.
Thanks for having us at your normal human venue.
Dr. Eli Fraggle Snake. we all,
Dr. Eli Fragglesnake, Hightron Smoke
I
Thousand.
can't remember the other ones. All I have
Dr.
is like,
I feel
I
like
don't even
one
know-
of them was like Fred or something. Like it was like a totally normal name.
Fraggle Snake.
Yeah,
Dr. Eli Fraggle
I
Snake.
think we may have lost our memories of those additional.
I definitely
Personnel.
I Hightron Smoke 1000 those memories right out of my brain.
Oh my god. I'm
I
like,
thi-
yeah, Professor.
Well,
Looking at
Hightron
Henry
Smoke
looking
1000
stuff up.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to look at. No, I don't need
I
to
just
look
Yeah.
this
I
up.
was like, wait, is there dead air?
To embellish
We're just
just
talking.
a second on the Hightron Smoke 1000 thing, I found out that was our contact email because I got a Gmail notification. It's like, we're about to close your account yesterday. And I was like, okay. So I went in, I was like, what account is this? And I saw it was Hightron Smoke 1000 at Gmail. I did like the recovery login. I was like, I don't remember ever having access to this or anything. And it was like, Henry, you've got a new person is trying to follow you on MySpace, and it was like, I was like, I don't even know why I have this.
Chris sent me a screenshot of it.
Incredible.
And there was a friend request from me on there too, and I was
And
like, you
Cater
better
and-
I was
Denied.
like, you better accept that shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, I did go to the MySpace, and there was 5 things,
Oh, they're still
Was-
on there.
but I couldn't
5
play
Things
any
was a
of them.
song
Oh.
that Henry
5
and I
things
recorded.
was Oh,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell you 5 things.
We came up with that song just like walking around Chicago. We're like, let's
We
just
were
go
just
back
walking
and
through the park singing about a guy who's hitting on a lady who's just like, girl, I'm going to tell you 5 things.
All right, so let's list the 5 things.
Yeah. Number
Oh,
1.
yeah,
Oh,
girl.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Oh, no.
yeah, girl. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, girl.
Number 3.
baby girl.
I don't know yet, girl.
Number 4.
Yeah, and Funky ran out of steam and started scattering.
And then number
Number
5
5.
was,
Oh,
these are 5 things.
Yeah. Number 5, these are 5 things, 5 sexy things.
That you
5
need it.
different things we're talking about.
Bueno, bueno,
Yeah,
That's a
it's
hot song.
so good.
Oh,
The fact, like,
Stupid.
when you guys played that for me, I was like, there were at most 2 things. There was not 5 things in the 5 things song, and it made me
There was
laugh
barely one
so
thing.
hard.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
it was like, yeah, yes, and
It's like
no.
the writer's sketch. There's nothing here.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We continued to like have this stupid thing in our back pocket as we would like get invited to stuff. We'd be like, oh, you know, I guess we could do like a Brain Squad thing.
Yeah, we
And
could just
so-
do that.
John Brennan invited us to the Annapolis Comedy Festival, and we performed
Yes, we did.
a pretty brutal show. Honestly, it was like
Oh,
it was like nobody was
man.
into it. We performed with the Shock Tees, Drake. I don't know if you remember. Shock Tees was
I
like
do.
comedy
And they're like,
song group,
yeah, and they're like a tight premise comedy song.
super
like,
tight, rehearsed. Their songs are
very-
funny. They have structure. They have like things.
yeah,
Ours
Uh-oh.
was like completely absurd. Like nobody understood. The vibe was also sideways because we performed in like a conference room.
yeah. It was a
In a
hotel conference
hotel.
room at
Oh, the best
like
venue.
5 p.m. It was still light
It
outside.
was light. It was like, you know,
Daytime is
like
the
neon
worst.
halogen bulbs overhead. It was like we were giving a speech, and we were dressed insane. Like the whole thing was the premise that we were aliens trying to pass as businessmen on Earth was that we just dressed ridiculous. Like Drake we did a Village Tavern show where you
Yeah, to Village Tavern on
taped it-
Halloween.
you taped
Yeah.
a book and a bike seat to your head.
yeah,
And, like
That was his Halloween.
and
duct tape.
We were
I was
doing
like,
normal
yes, these
Earth
are
Halloween.
human things that I put on my
Yeah.
head.
Yes,
a
this is
bike
just-
seat and a book.
how you do business.
Yeah. Quick note about the Annapolis Comedy Festival.
Oh, yeah.
On that same show with the Shock Tees, Maximum Brain Squad, it was also UCB Torco with John Gabris.
Are you kidding
wow.
me?
Yeah, John Gabris was one of the performers for UCB Torco.
Maximum Brain Squad looked like fools in front of
And
everybody.
he was just
Oh.
like, okay. Like,
Dude,
he was just like, wow.
nothing. There was
all right.
nothing more insane. I remember we met about it, and we like loosely came up with like an arc of a kind of a story,
Yeah.
but also it was like we didn't play the music live. Like we played to a track.
Yeah.
And this is not important information, but if you've ever tried to pursue a rap career, when we played the tracks live, like there's just so much energy and different stuff going into the live performance. It was always so fast. Our
Yeah.
songs were 2 minutes long at max, and we get up
yeah,
there and we
fly through lyrics.
flew through them, and then the
Yeah.
song would end, and everybody would be like, "What the
What
hell
just
was
happened?
that? What
no
did we
one
just
has
watch?"
time to listen to the lyrics
Yeah.
and process them.
And then we'd be like, on to the next song, which is exactly the same thing.
It's like
with a
it's a
different beat.
psychological assault mechanism. That's all it was.
I remember getting off stage and people did not understand. They didn't know whether to clap. They didn't know what to do. They were so
I don't-
bewildered. It
And
was
what do
yeah.
we expect? Like, what
Yeah,
were they
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to do?
for that
Like,
show.
you guys are good
specifically.
rappers.
But we did L show at IO.
That's right.
We did Alex-
hosted by Alex Moffat.
Alex Moffat
SNL.
invited
Wow.
us because I was buddies with Alex, and he was like, I don't know how we got on the conversation that Maximum Brain Squad existed, but he was like, I want to put Brain Squad on the show. And we're like, okay,
Yeah.
that was perfect actually, because we just came out and we did a song and we left. And that was kind of like the sweet spot, because here's a bit, and it's like defined, and we were like musical guests, and it was like absurd and crazy, and it was part of a variety show. I remember that made sense and people liked it. But
yes,
as a standalone like 30-minute show, we had nothing but our songs, and it was just like, it was psycho.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we have no banter.
Maybe John Brennan was hoping that we would show up as Maximum Brain Squad, the sketch group.
Yeah, because we also improvised. Or I don't know, did you improvise in that thing? Did John Gabris do that? He had like guests at that bar.
I don't think I did.
Remember that bar where we ravaged the rooftop? Wait, there was an after party at this bar. The whole setup was that John Brennan, our buddy who runs Front Porch Improv in Savannah, at the time, he was doing this venture. We always called him the Millionaire Whisperer, because something about John's honesty just like really endeared people with money.
Yeah, he can talk to anyone.
He would just be like, I'm a poor comedian, and millionaires would be like, you're following your dream. I love you. Here's money. And and so he got this, he like worked this deal in Annapolis where this guy who owned like everything in Annapolis was just like, come to a comedy festival. It's great. We'll take care of you. So the bar afterwards was like the official after party. There was a rooftop bar. We went up there. It was us. Timmy Finch was there because they did Big Dictionary. And and we got pretty hammered. We drank the entire bar out of Natty Bo, which was the
drink.
We were
chaotic,
and it was pretty bad. The waitress was like pretty fed up with us, and we were like messing around. And I forget, I think Timmy was definitely instigating this, but the table was wobbly, and so we were doing this bit of like, oh, this table is a little wobbly, and it started wobbling so much that it fell to pieces. The table fell into 3 pieces on the floor. Record scratch. Like restaurant looking at us. We're laughing. Waitress comes over here, is like about to give us the "you guys have to leave.
You guys got to leave."
And the owner comes up and is like, "Oh, these are the comedians. Oh, they bring it everywhere. They're always funny. It's part of the comedy. Around on me."
It's so funny to come into my establishment and smash my furniture.
I know, we were 100% in the wrong. We were the assholes. We should have gotten kicked out, and the owner came over and said it was fine in the name of comedy.
Oh, that's great.
The comedy hall pass
you were just people.
Was given.
And we left the restaurant with pieces of that table.
Oh, you guys had the base of the table for like...
Which looked like an X-Man shield. It was like a giant silver X.
You guys left with the table.
We basically walked out of the restaurant with weapons. It was like there were large metal.
You kept pieces of the table. Did he just give them to you? He was like, "Yeah, take these for your comedy base."
I think we just left with them. We was so chaotic that night. We were like, how can anyone behave like this? This
dude, improv,
right?
Wasn't there a water tower climbing incident that night or something?
The Capitol. We wanted. To belabor this story before in this story, but it's we walked home to Thomas Dostry's house. There's scaffolding. This is Annapolis, so it's the capital of Maryland. There's scaffolding all around the Capitol building. They're doing like a renovation, and Gray Robbins looks up at the scaffolding that winds all the way up to the top of the Capitol to the flag, and he goes, "There's only 49 other flags in the country that are like that one." that fly on the top of the Capitol building. He's like, we got to go up and get that flag.
Oh my God.
And at that moment, you know, we just got away with murder. Basically, we were just like on shithead cloud 9,
holding table,
and we were like, we gotta go. We gotta scale the Capitol building. We got to get to the top of the scaffolding and take that American flag off the Capitol building.
Those insurrectionists have table legs as fucking weapons.
And we seriously considered this for a second. And then like Gray climbed up one part of it and he's like, I could see the whole, like,
I could see my path.
I could see my path forward. He's like, it's very far. And
I can see my path to a felony.
This is a bad idea. You know, there was a moment of clarity where like, this is very bad and this is different. So let's go home.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. That's not. Oh, that's great.
Oh,
I was in Savannah with Mr. Chris Drake, and he got shit-faced and climbed scaffolding to the roof of a building.
Yep, I did.
I remember that, and I was like, oh, he's going to die tonight. I was like, God, dude, it was bad.
And I was so confident. I was like, this feels great. I'm getting a little exercise.
Good.
And this is
to
like
the top.
Savannah, too. I remember that. You're like, can I take my beer outside? And the guy is like, yeah, are you going to go smoke? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, you can just smoke inside. And you're like, rip. And just 20 cigarettes.
Like, oh, really?
20 at once?
Baby. Oh, man.
Dice Clay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I started smoking after the smoking ban in Charleston went into effect.
Amazing. God,
Rebel.
it's so crazy to think about that when you go to a bar now and you're like, there's no smoke inside. I remember going to the upper deck and you
upper deck was just
you would just smell like a campfire like for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Your eyes would just be, God, upper deck was just a hot box of,
dude.
Yeah.
And then we would
there
go
was like almost no ventilation.
We loved it. We were there all the time.
Hot summer. And,
dude,
they got
Cater and I would go in the back AC room units with no windows, no nothing in the back room and play poker until 6 a.m.
Smoke your freaking nuts off.
Oh, yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen sat down at that poker table and played poker at the back room of Upper Deck.
Really?
Yeah. He was filming the Ollie G show, Ollie G, and he was at you can look it up on YouTube. He went to the reenactment, what am I trying to say? The landing.
Yorktown?
No, not Yorktown.
No.
The settlement.
Charlestown Landing?
Yeah, Charlestown Landing or whatever.
Yeah.
He went to one of those.
He went and he did a bunch of gotcha funny interviews with them.
Yeah, he was Borat. So Colin, who was at the poker game, he was the bartender there, and Colin was just like, he was like, yeah, he's like, Borat sat down and played poker with us. But they said he was Sasha, but he had the mustache and everything, and he was like, holy shit. But that segment's really funny. He goes to the reenactment place here in Charleston and like talks to a blacksmith right away. He's like first guy he talks to, and the guy's like, well, it's 1840, and he's just like, you are a time traveler? Like right away, and he won't move past the time. Like he cannot move past the year the guy said. He's just like, you're a fucking time traveler. It's super funny. Well, anyways, that was a Upper Deck, dude, classic.
That's Deck. Funny. I mean, he did a lot of stuff in South Carolina because obviously
he got sued by those Gamecock kids,
right?
Because they were racist.
They sued
the movie. They sued him because they were racist.
They made the movie, which wasn't that his argument? Is like basically your lawsuit confirms that you,
right?
Because they sued him to say like you libeled us. We don't feel this way. Like, well, the lawsuit would confirm that you do.
It's like you're saying that.
You said it.
You said that unprompted.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew there's a camera crew there. You know, what are you gonna do?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were also drinking, guys. Look, South Carolina likes to party.
They were drinking in a motorhome on the highway with a film crew inside.
Yeah. All parties in South Carolina lead to racism, okay?
Oh, wild. Dude. Where do those guys now find those guys?
Speaking, dude,
brilliant
Henry
producing. I don't know.
Great.
I have to, before we go, I got to point out behind Henry is a movie poster for the Aretha Franklin movie Respect. Oh, he's pulling out
in a Rip City.
In a Rip City
poster. Rip City. That is a sick poster.
So the movie Respect.
Can't do that right
with
now.
Old Jen Hudson.
It's never going back up.
Henry Riggs plays the bassist for the Muscle Shoals band in the movie Respect.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Anybody recognize this?
Oh, dude, look at that bass
player. I would recognize that bass dance anywhere.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we went
to
the
fingers dancing.
To the opening night, I think, of Respect. We went with Henry. We met a bunch of people at the Terrace Theater here, and we, half the audience knew Henry, and the other half did not know Henry.
No idea.
And for absolutely no reason, in the middle of this movie, like the second act of the movie, randomly in the recording studio, every time it cut to the bass player, the whole audience was like, yeah, yeah, like screaming. And the audience was like, what the hell?
God.
And it took a while. They eventually put it together that like one of the actors had to be in the theater. But it was just funny.
I got asked. We were in the row. I was sitting. I think I was sitting with my brother, maybe, but somebody next to us turned to us and goes, "Like, why is everybody cheering right now?" And
it's for me.
I had to very awkwardly say, "Like, I'm in the movie. Like,
I'm in this movie.
These are all my. These are most. This is like a room full of my friends that are.
I play.
Check this out.
I play Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, and then what's so funny is that like the people who were there. I mean, to be honest, the cast did not get invited. There wasn't really a big premiere or anything. There was a premiere in LA, but like, we didn't get invited because this was like COVID times.
It's also a pretty independent.
Oh, that's true.
Like, it was like a mid-level movie budget wise,
right? MGM.
I mean, I know it's a big company, you know. I know it's a big
multi-million-dollar film enterprise.
Low budget in terms of $200 million Marvels.
It was 3.5 hours long. Like the movie was so long.
Is it very long?
It was very long, and it's very good. Like Jennifer Hudson is awesome. Actually, Mark Maron is really good in it.
Yeah,
Marlon Wayans is good.
Marlon Wayans is fantastic in it.
He's a scary dude.
Really, really good actor. But anyway, we didn't get invited to the premiere, so we basically just connected with the terrorists. We were like, "Hey, can we just invite some friends and like make it kind of like a local premiere?" So, they did. They were very cool, and they had us all in there. But we didn't like rent the theater or anything, so it was a public showing, and like. Also hilarious because like I was in a movie, but I don't have much of an acting career, so it's funny when you tell people like, "Hey, I was in this movie," they're like, oh, "Famous!" Like, "Oh, I'll follow you online." So I like these people were like taking pictures with me and then like follow me online, and just very disappointed to learn that it's kind of that's it.
It's the exception, not the rule.
You're gonna get a lot of pics of my kids, and
dude, I hope it like they looked you up and it led back to Maximum Brain Squad.
That's it.
They would be like, what?
They found it. We got a lot of hits on Maximum Brain Squad.
You should have dropped some of those.
This could
lines.
be something.
You should have dropped some of our lines, dude, while you were in the studio with Jennifer Hudson.
Wait a minute. Don't I recognize you from a hotel conference room in Annapolis? I saw this show that blew my mind.
Hot fire. Yeah.
Yeah. That's me when I walk into the burrito shop downtown.
Wait a minute. Immediately open the doors of perception in my mind.
Don't I recognize you from a surrealist alien rap group?
How was that audition to get that movie?
Terrifying.
I bet.
In Atlanta?
Well, I submitted a tape for it and got a callback, which is not, I mean, it's not the most uncommon thing in the world, but callbacks are rare. And then the callback is in person in Atlanta, and I basically drive in the occasional time that I will get callbacks. It's like you make the time assessment. I'm driving from Charleston, so it's 5 hours to Atlanta for 5 minutes of an audition, and then 5 hours immediately back. So that's a 10-hour trip to like step into a room and have someone tell you, thank you. We're good.
99.99% chance that you're out of here.
Why not take the shot? You know, I did debate making that trip because I was like, there's no fucking way.
I remember you saying this, so you're just like, God damn it, like I'm driving down to this shit.
I know, and it's just like the longest shit. And I go and I get there, and
they
it's like,
liked my tape. Damn it,
dude! I'm not a seasoned actor. I'm not like the best musician. I get in the room and it's like just like gorgeous people. They're all like very good actors. They're like talented musicians. Blue me.
You got blue.
And I hear that. The actors.
Wait, I just want to confirm. Yeah, everybody in the room that was beautiful and a talented musician blew you.
Yes, you did hear that right. Now let's roll the tape back.
Auditioning rules.
Let's rewind the tape here.
Yeah,
okay.
acting is pretty neat stuff. Anyway,
Okay,
I'm like
sorry.
listening to the room of people like go in there and shred solos and like sing like angels, and I'm like, I am fucked. I will not get this job. Like, I can't do what they do.
Damn it, professional hunks.
I go in there and I bring a bass, and everybody's like bringing guitars, and like, oh my god, it's nuts. Go into the room, I do my song, I kind of fuck it up, honestly. I kind of do very bad. And then the music director is there on the piano and is basically just like, hey, jam with me on this number. It kind of goes like this. And that I'm pretty good at. Like I can.
Yeah, you can improvise really well.
I'm like, my musical ability is all by ear. My whole shit is like figuring it out. So he's playing something and I'm just like kind of going along with him. And it's clunky, but like we kind of find a pocket and a rhythm and we jam a little bit. And I leave the room and I'm like, that sucked. I fucked that up like so bad. I leave. I basically called Mari on the way back. I'm like, nah, there's no way I got that. There's no way. And then
yeah.
And then got the call. They're like, hey, they want you for this part. It's like, holy shit. It's always the ones you feel the worst about that are somehow like.
It's always like when you're I mean, every time I've ever been like, and I haven't auditioned that much, like a handful of times, but every time I've had to audition, like half of the times I'm like, dude, I did a good job. Like I did really well. And I've never heard back from one of those ever. Where I'm like, dude, I crushed it.
Yeah.
But it's like all they need is one person to crush it a tiny bit more or look a little bit more like the part.
That's what I learned.
You're done.
That's what I learned.
A lot of it is your look.
It's just they're looking
having
for a specific thing.
Yeah.
What are they looking for? Because you can go in there. It's like, I don't want a handsome model looking guy for that. It's like you don't know what they want. So you just have to do whatever.
No, they wanted like real people. I mean, I've got a real wacky look. So they're like, oh, this wacky asshole.
I mean, I looked up the guy.
This guy.
I looked up the
like
guy
who plays bass in Alabama.
Like I looked up the dude you were playing. I'm like, he looks like some regular dude from Alabama.
Old Tommy Cogbill.
Yeah, Tommy.
Which the family of Tommy Cogbill reached out to me via Instagram. The granddaughter, granddaughter reached out to me and like sent me like some pictures of like Tommy Cogbill like hanging out with Elvis and like
that's awesome.
So he was like, this dude is like kind of an offshoot of the Swampers crew. He played on the record, so they told that story truthfully that he was on the record, but he was like not really in the Swampers crew. He moved to Memphis and played with the Sun Records crew, which was like Elvis's squad. So anyway, the family reached out. They sent me a bunch of pictures. They also sent me like, hey, we're selling some of his gear. If you want to like, here's the bass that we're selling, and here's Elvis Presley playing it. And I was like, that's like, awesome.
How much?
I was like, I'd love how much? Yeah, $20,000. Okay.
Well, you're a big famous actor.
That's what I
being a Hollywood actor.
It's so funny.
You can afford it.
The perception is hilarious. I do one movie and everybody's like, you're a famous, like rich actor. It's like, I worked for scale. And
I worked one. It's like I
worked
local. For 1 week.
Having a really scale as a local in Atlanta.
And it's
like funny. You're like, I had a really great job for a week.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm set.
I got it brought in more stuff than I thought. You know, our stuff they filmed.
Well, you were in the concert scenes too.
Yeah,
which was
so
cool.
we did pickups. So we did 2 studio scenes and a concert scene. So it ended up being like,
you
worked for like 3 weeks.
That's good.
And I was back and forth to Atlanta quite a bit.
A lot of feature films shoot in 3 weeks.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
They did 6 months, and they had already been like, they had already been ripping it for a while. But the energy was really cool in the room. Like we all had live instruments, we were all playing, and so like in between takes and setups, we would just like jam out. The guitar player is like a guy who does like dueling pianos in New Orleans, and he had like 500 standards like
from memory. So he'd just be like, here's the chorus. He'd just tell everybody how it goes, and we just jam out on songs in between. And all the actors and crew members like singing and just like karaoke parties during the changeovers. And
that's awesome.
Mark Maron gets on the guitar and does a little shredding because he loves that
noodling.
Shit.
He loves noodling.
Shreds.
And he shouted us out on WTF. He was like, he's
nice.
But in kind of a backhanded way, he was like, I mean, these guys could play. They're not actors, but they could play.
Classic Mark Maron.
You're like, oh damn, that's like you got so close to complimenting us.
That's about as good as you can get with Mr. Maron.
They're not actors, but they can sure play their instruments.
But they can play.
Wow.
Damn, shots fired.
Shots fired.
We got a new beef. We're coming after you, Mark Maron.
Hey, Mark, what were you thinking talking trash about our boy Hydron Smoke 1000?
Hey, are we cool, Mark?
WTF? I'll show
are we cool?
I'll show you what the fuck's up.
Yeah.
How about that?
Hey, yeah, WTF. Right in your face.
Lock these gates, huh? I'm punching. Yeah. I'm making a punching action.
I killed your cat, Mark. Oh, sorry.
Meow.
Sorry, wait, that was too far.
Yikes. I don't endorse.
Hey, guys.
Man,
I immediately regret making that up.
Guys, this has been a fantastic 10th episode of this show.
10. Thanks for having me, guys.
Happy 10-year anniversary to Rip City.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for. Hey, it's great to be able to talk. I told Drake the other day when I listened to the podcast, it's like I'm just talking with my buddies, but I can't say anything.
Yes.
And so listen. I can't interject. Yeah. Now you can talk.
Now I can talk in this one, so that was nice.
All right. Well, we'll have you on for
every episode
after this.
Every episode. In fact, I'm quitting.
All right.
Now it's just gonna be
Hey, Henry. Sorry, we brought you on because this is your podcast now.
This is going to transition hands.
We're both leaving.
Is that why you guys have plaid shirts?
Sorry, this just became a rap podcast.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Boom, Rip. Sprickensy this. You better tiptoe quick. Past the tip
of my dish.
Find the kind blind eye, the design, the turpentine shrine that defines fiery time.
Oh, yeah. Double. Shovel the flaming rubble.
They call me Who's This?
I brought the rutabaga fruit dip.
Hey, guys. I think we did
Wait,
it. Wait, what? You want to take us out?
Can you hear this?
Yes. All right, take us out, Henry.
You want to see what my creature needs? You want to see what my creature needs?